Hi guys, you are welcome to Nesteli. Thank you so much for coming by. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Today we are going to be discussing how to break down your goals into tiny, manageable and achievable sizes that will make it easy for you to achieve. Writing goals can be daunting sometimes. 1 minute you're excited, the next minute you're questioning everything in this world. And when we write our goals at first, we're like, okay, you know what, I know I can do this. And then as time goes by, you start to question yourself. Then the last phase is usually when you now start believing that I don't know what I was thinking, that I could be able to do this, and you start to convince yourself that you're actually asking for too much, wanting to change things. Now, here's the thing. If mentally you desire something in your life, that means that physically you can actually get it to happen. As long as you take care of the mind when it tries to get carried away and starts doing or thinking something else. Does that make any sense? But that's where the breakdown comes in. It is you writing this huge goal. I want to buy a house. I want to be able to save 10 million naira, and this is how, I want to be able to visit people more. I'm going to call people more. Those type of things. I want to make a few friends. I want to get a promotion at work. All those kind of goals. Those things, if you break it down into small activities that you can do every day or every week, do you understand? The possibility of that goal being achieved is very, very high. What we don't know that we do when we start talking ourselves out of a goal that we've already desired to achieve is that we're basically talking ourselves out of the life that we desire. You cannot get a change if you continue to do exactly what you're doing. I think we all know this. For major change to show up, we have to change the way we are doing things. Something has to change, something has to give. And if you make excuses as to why this thing you want to do is not suitable for you, you're pretty much telling yourself that you are not worthy of the life that you desire, that you're not worthy for the change that you need to make it happen. There's a saying that if you can spend 30 minutes to 2 hours doing one thing, working towards a particular goal, going towards a particular point every day for 30 days, your life will change outstandingly. Imagine doing that for a quarter of a year, half a year, or a whole year. Imagine doing that for 5 years. There is no way you don't become an expert in that thing that you want. There is no way that thing you want will not come to pass as long as you do it every day. It doesn't matter how small. 30 minutes a day might be all that you need. So what we're going to talk about today is how to break your big goal into tiny bite sizes, so that there are things that you can do every day to see to it that thing become an achievement over a long period of time. So let's begin. Number 1, write the goal down. Now I imagine you're thinking, how else are we supposed, what else are we supposed to do if it's not to write the goal down? But you need to write it down. There is a process of writing. There's something that happens to you mentally. There's something that happens even spiritually when you write something down. When something is written down, something inside of you connects to the possibility of it happening. Do you understand? If you write the goal down, it starts becoming more real to you. Do you understand? It starts connecting to you more. Do you understand? So write it down, and do not forget to make the writing to be smart. Your goal needs to be smart. If you don't know what a smart goal is, here I'm going to write it down, and I have a whole video talking about what a smart goal is. I'll keep it in the description box so you can go there and watch it when you're done with this video. So please do not forget to write it down. Write it down. If it needs to be somewhere that you see it, or write it in a book. But first of all, let it be as clear as possible what you want to achieve. That's number 1. Divide your goals into activities. Now, let us say you want to, which example should we use? Let us say you want to save 10 million. Yeah, you want to have 10 million saved in your accounts after 12 months at the end of a particular year. What does that, if you have to divide it into activities, that means that you have to divide 10 million into 12 months. And after you've divided that into 12 months, divide that into 4 weeks. So you know this is how much you need to have apart every week to be sure that you have 10 million at the end of the month. It's very, very, very important that you do the division yourself. That way you are more attuned to the simple daily activities that you need to do to make sure that you achieve that particular goal, that will walk you closer to this particular thing that you desire in your life. That's number 2. Number 3, look at your current life. Look at yourself. Look yourself in the face and ask yourself if this goal that you want to achieve is even possible. This I find to be one of the tougher parts, because some of us are quite deluded about what we can achieve or not achieve. It can be very tricky sometimes, yeah, but it's one of the best things you can do when it comes to breaking down your goals. So let's make an example. Let's say that it turns out that you need to save 1 million every month. That if you break 1 million into 4 weeks, that is 4 in a week, that's 250,000 a week. Can you make 250,000 in a week? Let's say that you have a fair job, a good enough job, and the job is paying you 250 in a month. Does that mean you can make 250 in a week? We don't know, actually, but presently you cannot. At this exact moment you can't. But what that means is that you might have to start making some other major changes in your life. You have to make some adjustments, you have to make some sacrifices. And you have to be at the point where you tell yourself the hard truth. You look yourself in the mirror and say, girl, I need to start making this amount of money, and I have to find ways to do it fast. So you start harnessing your other skills, your other talents, the other things that can make you money. You find that out, and then you start to change it. That is what looking at your current life, having to adjust, make sacrifices will do. And that is number 3. Number 4. So now that you know that you have to make more money to be able to reach the goal of 250 in a week, which will give you 1 million a month, what are you going to do daily to change it? Let's say that, okay, you already have a job. Your job is like you're a 9-to-5er. You leave for work every morning around 8. You come back home every morning at 6. That's your hour away from work. When that's the 8 to 6 is paid for by this 250 that you already get every month. So the remaining time that you have to yourself, what are you going to use and do? Do you need to take a course? Do you need to start a side hustle? What are you going to do with that time? Do you understand? Every day. If it means taking 2 hours every day to start doing this other thing. I have a friend that I actually happen to be part of an accountability group, and one of them actually creates templates for Canva. If you're someone that uses Canva, you know that Canva, there's some places where you see money sign. You have to pay to use that space. She creates those templates. So if somebody clicks on it and uses it, they pay her. That's a wonderful way of passive income. So start thinking, what can you do passively that will make you money? What can you change? But you have to do something every day to be able to increase the money that you make already. From the 250 that you already make in a month to reach it. So like you have to look very hard at yourself every day. What are you going to do differently? That is how you increase that income. Number 5, which I believe is one of the most important parts. Create timestamps. Okay? If you are supposed to have 1 million at each month, that means that by the first quarter of your year, you have 3 million on ground. So create a timestamp. Say at this particular date of this particular month, in this particular year, if this is how much I have, give or take 3 million, I'm going to celebrate. Celebrate that. The small wins will inspire you. The small wins will keep you positive as to the possibilities. Because the fact is that most times, if you really follow through the way you want to follow through, if we're using this money one, you might actually end up saving way more than you expect. You might look at the end of the month, at the end of the year, at your account where the supposed saving is and realize that you saved 12M or even 15M. You'll be surprised. It happens. It happens. I know people, me personally, it has happened to me, where I thought this is how much it was going to be, and this is how much I ended up getting. It's insane. It can happen. So celebrate those small wins, stay positive, keep your mind on the positive side of things. Do you understand? Keep it that way, and you'll be surprised how much things are going to change. So that's it. 5 things, 5 ways to help us to break down our goals into manageable sizes. And this actually applies to just about every goal. I use money because it's one of the more popular ones, and it's very easy for me to just calculate it in my head. But most other goals that you have, if you're trying to write a book, break down what you need to do for those books into daily activities, and do that. If you need to work out, What can you do every day to see to it that you work out? Just, and if you want to be on a diet, what can you do every day to make sure that you get on a diet? Work towards that. Honestly, that if you need to make friends, what are you going to do every day to see to it that you make friends? You get, if you want to start creating content for social media, what can you do every day to create a social content media? Honestly, it's actually very easy. Okay, so point of notes. Thank you so much for lasting this long in this video, by the way. Subscribe if you already haven't, and then like the video so that more people can get to know about it. And please leave your comments below if you're someone that has struggled with goals for a while. Point of note. The level of awareness that comes from breaking your goals into achievable steps is very outstanding. And it actually makes you extremely aware of what you are capable of. The life that you desire is very, very possible, but you are the only one that can see to it. There is no one else that can do it for you. You're the only one that can see to it, you're the only one that can make it happen, and you're the only one that will make it happen. Okay? Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye now.